Behind the flashy costumes, infectious grooves, and chart-topping hits, Cameo's story is a wild mix of fame, funk, and fallout. From ruling the airwaves with Word Up to battling lawsuits, royalty feuds, and explosive accusations, this iconic band's journey proves that the spotlight often hides the deepest conflicts. Get ready for the untold saga of betrayal, power struggles, and the high price of funk fame, because Cameo's rise and fall is the story you never knew you needed to hear. Cameo burst onto the vibrant 1970s music scene, quickly earning their place as a powerhouse in the funk world. Founded in New York City by drummer and vocalist Larry Blackmon, the group first performed as the New York City Players, before rebranding as Cameo to avoid confusion with the Ohio Players. Their electrifying blend of raw funk rhythms, catchy grooves, and dynamic stage presence set them apart in a crowded era of funk and soul acts, making them instant standouts. Cameo became a symbol of funk innovation, known for their bold use of synthesizers, driving bass lines, and punchy horn sections that shaped the sound of funk and R&B in the late 70s and early 80s. Larry Blackmon, with his commanding vocals and iconic red codpiece, led the charge as the band merged traditional funk with elements of pop, rock, and electronic music. This fearless mix broke genre barriers, winning them fans well beyond the core funk audience. With hits like Word Up, Candy, and Single Life, Cameo showed a knack for evolving with the times. They embraced the emerging sounds of the 1980s, staying true to their funk roots while adopting a modern crossover style. Word Up became a global anthem, dominating charts and dance floors, and remains a staple of pop culture thanks to its infectious beat and Blackmon's unforgettable vocal delivery. Beyond the hits, Cameo's bold artistry influenced a generation of musicians across funk, hip-hop, and R&B, helping shape the sound of contemporary music. Known for pushing creative boundaries and flaunting trend-setting fashion, they redefined what a funk band could achieve on the global stage, becoming lasting icons in both music and style. Cameo carved their name into music history as one of the most influential funk bands of the late 20th century. Formed in New York City in the early 1970s by drummer and vocalist Larry Blackmon, they began as the New York City Players, quickly rebranding to Cameo to stand out in the crowded funk scene. Known for their tight musicianship, powerful horn sections, and hard-hitting bass lines, the group set a new standard in the funk genre with a style that blended traditional grooves with bold experimentation. Their signature sound combined classic funk rhythms with innovative uses of synthesizers, drum machines, and electronic effects. Cameo's high-energy performances and flamboyant stage presence became legendary. Driven by Blackmon's iconic look, especially his unmistakable red codpiece and commanding voice, they delivered funk hits that resonated with both loyal fans and mainstream audiences, earning them a reputation as trendsetters who weren't afraid to break musical boundaries. With chart-topping singles like Word Up, Candy, and She's Strange, Cameo not only dominated the airwaves, but also shaped the sound of the 1980s funk-pop crossover movement. Their ability to adapt to changing musical landscapes while staying true to their funk roots made them a lasting influence on future generations of R&B, hip-hop, and dance artists. Today, they remain iconic for redefining funk with fearless creativity and unforgettable style. Cameo's journey to funk stardom wasn't without serious legal roadblocks that strained relationships within the group. Over the years, the band faced multiple legal battles, mostly centered around internal disputes and management conflicts. Former members accused Larry Blackmon, the band's founder and frontman, of unfair control over financial matters and creative decisions. These disagreements often revolved around claims of mismanagement and exclusion from key business dealings. A major point of contention was the use of the Cameo name and brand identity. As the group evolved and members came and went, debates intensified over who had the legal right to perform under the Cameo banner. Several former members argued that they deserved equal rights to the name, citing their contributions to the band's success. However, Larry Blackmon maintained that, as the original founder and leader, he had sole authority over the Cameo trademark and its commercial use. The intellectual property issues didn't stop at the band's name. Conflicts also erupted over royalties, publishing rights, and performance credits, sparking lawsuits and public disputes. Allegations included improper royalty distributions and unauthorized performances by ex-members using the Cameo brand. These legal battles highlighted the complexities of group ownership in the music industry, revealing how fame and fortune often give way to bitter courtroom fights when clear agreements aren't in place. Behind Cameo's flashy stage presence and chart-topping hits, tensions brewed over alleged favoritism and internal politics. Several former band members claimed that Larry Blackmon consistently favored certain musicians, giving them better opportunities, more prominent roles, and preferential treatment. This alleged bias created friction within the group, as some felt sidelined despite their contributions to the band's success. The accusations painted a picture of a band where loyalty to Blackmon often dictated one's future with the group. These internal issues reportedly extended to mismanagement of band dynamics, with claims that Blackmon used his leadership position to control not just creative decisions, but also business matters. Some members alleged they were excluded from key discussions about recording contracts, touring schedules, and financial deals. This control reportedly fostered a toxic environment, causing resentment among those who felt exploited or treated as expendable. Additionally, accusations of unequal credit and recognition further fueled discontent. Certain members claimed they were denied songwriting credits, performance royalties, or public acknowledgement for their work. These disputes often spilled into the public eye, with ex-members speaking out about their experiences of being overshadowed or deliberately pushed aside. The allegations highlighted deeper issues of power imbalance and exploitation that, according to critics, tainted the group's legacy behind the scenes. As Cameo's fame grew, so did tensions over money, especially regarding royalty payments. Several former members accused Larry Blackmon of withholding their fair share of royalties from record sales, publishing rights, and performances. These disputes centered on claims that Blackmon controlled the financial flow of the band, often leaving key contributors unpaid or underpaid for their work on hit songs and successful albums. Some musicians stated that despite playing vital roles in the creation of chart-topping tracks, they received little to no royalty compensation. Allegations suggested that contracts were either unfairly structured or not honored at all, allowing Blackmon to retain the majority of the profits. This fueled feelings of betrayal, particularly among those who had been with the band during its peak years of success. The issue became public as former members voiced their frustrations in interviews and statements, shedding light on the deep financial rifts within the group. These revelations exposed a darker side to Cameo's legacy, one marked by accusations of financial exploitation and long-standing grievances over unpaid dues. The royalties dispute underscored a common theme in the music industry: creative talents often clashing with business interests, resulting in lasting conflicts over ownership, credit, and compensation. Throughout their career, Cameo often expressed frustration over being pigeonholed as just another funk band, despite their wide-ranging musical talent. While they embraced the funk sound, they disliked how the industry and media reduced them to a single genre stereotype. To them, the funk band label became a creative cage, one that dismissed their versatility and innovation in areas like pop, R&B, dance, and even rock. Larry Blackmon and the group were vocal about their desire to break free from the stereotypical image often assigned to funk acts. They pushed to redefine themselves as more than just a party band with catchy grooves. Cameo experimented with synthesizers, electronic sounds, and unique song structures, constantly evolving their style. Their music reflected a deliberate attempt to challenge norms and avoid being boxed into a narrow category based solely on their race or funk roots. However, industry labels and audience expectations frequently clashed with their artistic goals. The band struggled with being typecast by record labels and promoters, often pressured to stick to the funk formula for commercial success. This artistic battle fueled both frustration and creative drive, motivating Cameo to continually reinvent their sound. Their fight against stereotyping became part of their legacy, showing the world that funk artists could be innovators, trendsetters, and genre benders on a global scale.